our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
Dr. Fauci, Bill Gates, and Melinda, you want to depopulate the earth. What the hell gives you that right?
You were going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get...
Who is Satan? How would you recognize somebody who deceived the whole world? This Satan is so powerful. All the media is bound to Satan's plan.
Let's go.
Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get...
Who are you to sit down with your billions and talk about who can live and who should die?
Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions.
Why isn't Fauci saying anything? Why is he taking the fifth? He's the science. He saved so many lives. Why is he doing that? Why is he not talking about all the lives he saved?
Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions.
NIH funded putting aborted babies' fingers and scalps off the heads of aborted babies, putting them into the backs of research mice. The scalps later grew fine baby hair in the mice.
Oh my God.
Dr. Fauci, yes or no? Do you think that human aborted parts should be put into mice for coronavirus research?
He's going to get away with it.
Goodbye.
He's going to get away with it, and we all know it. I mean, this is a guy that helped manufacture a virus in a lab, and then he pushed to shut down the entire country over it, and he absolutely ruined people's lives, and then he experimented on people with an mRNA. Millions of people will never be the same after COVID and after what the government did to them.
That's why your world is coming to an end quickly, because you have sentenced billions to death, but God is now sentencing you to the death that you are sentencing to others.
I hope to God that you can live with what you did to yourself and your family.
COVID was basically a scam, huh? Which I already knew. That's why I didn't take it. But it's messed up that they killed millions of people. Millions of people. Threatened them that they couldn't work. They couldn't go to school. Just say that we was just going to die if we didn't take a shot that they came up with after coming up with a disease, a virus. Even if that was even real. Like, it's just crazy the measures they go to wipe us out. And we just perfectly fine still doing what we doing. They injecting our kids, basically giving them an expiration date before they can even live, which goes hand in hand with population control. Because once they take all these shots, now their immune system is just shot. They subject to just die at any given time without an explanation. It's wicked out here, man. It's wicked. It's wicked, man. Like, I don't know how people even went to go take that shot, man. I understand their jobs and shit like that, their careers, but I would have said, fuck them people. I would have worked 2 jobs, which I did. I worked 2 jobs during COVID. I said, fuck, man, I am going to get my money. 2 jobs. And then I got tired of that shit and started my own business once I realized, oh, motherfuckers are sitting in the crib and ordering online. Oh, I'm starting an online business. And I was Gucci after that. You got to know how to go with the flow and adapt, man. You just can't be out here just listening to people. Nah, you got to do your own homework, your own research, your own due diligence, because they wiping us out. They killing us. They killing us. And then they targeting our kids, giving them expiration dates before they can even live with all these shots. then the food, the this, and we just walking around like nothing's going on. Yo, I'm about to fast. I'm about to leave this social media alone for 7 days. Whoever's doing it, focus on yourself. Focus on your family. Focus on your kids. Start educating your kids. Start doing things. Just get back to living. Get back to life. Because before you know it, we're going to wake up and we ain't going to have nothing. We're going to be controlled by AI and these people living in their bunkers. And we're going to be out here going crazy on each other like an experiment, which they've been doing since the beginning of time, because nobody want to wake up. This is sad. Wake the fuck up. None of this shit matters. None of it matters. They killing us right in front of our face and we walking around like in La La Land. Still doing the same shit. Sad, man.
I'm one of the motherfuckers who took them shots during COVID. I worked in a recovery center in Kensington, an essential worker, so they said. And they kind of came in, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, they came in with their different shots, giving the client shots, and they kind of made us fearful of losing our jobs if we didn't get the shot. But I took that motherfucker. And a week later, I had a blood clot in my leg. That shit went up my lung. And ended up the hospital a few times for this shit. But I've been on blood thinners since 2022. And this motherfucker sitting up here invoking his Fifth Amendment rights and 111 times. Motherfucker, you made us go get these shots. You told us this, that, and the third, and I was a motherfucker who didn't want to get vaccinated. I don't get flu shots or nothing all my life. The only shot I do ever take. Shit gave me blood clots. And it's ongoing. As long as I take this fucking medicine, they kind of break them up. But this motherfucker here, that lined us up. His ass need to be locked the fuck up. We need some paper, bro. We need some type of reimbursement for this shit, bro. Because I wasn't no health and problem ass nigga and going to the hospital. Never been hospitalized in my life until I took that shot. And I ain't saying I'm in no bad health, but nigga, I ain't never had blood clots until I took that shot. And you up here invoking your Fifth Amendment right not to say nothing else. Get questioned about the shit that you told America was needed and needed to be done. Fucking weirdo, bro. What y'all think about this shit?
The fuck do you think you were for doing that? It is a total disgrace what you did to this country. Those policies were put in place because you had moronic politicians that listened to the words of a megalomaniac who was more interested in having met a Kardashian than the suffering of the American people. There is no defense of what you did. You may have had a 50-plus year legacy of public service, but it ends in total and complete disgrace. So let me ask you an opportunity to answer one question. Will you apologize, just apologize, to the people who you harmed through your actions? Will you say, do you have the dignity to just say you're sorry?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based on my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
It's no secret why you have to hire the biggest dirtbag attorney on the planet.
As soon as I took my period stopped. my ovaries shut down. I went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, are you still getting your period? I'm like, yeah, well, it's like intermittent. And he's like, yeah, well, your body's functioning like a 7-year-old woman in menopause. And I was 32 at the time. And he's like, you know, the only way for you to have children is to freeze your eggs right now, try to do an IVF cycle, or donor eggs. I tried the IVF cycle from the hospital that I was working in, failed miserably. Okay, I needed like 4 more rounds, and the hospital at the time only gave you like $20,000 for IVF, for a lifetime cycle, because, you know, depending on the cycle, it is very expensive. And I did $20,000 my first cycle. Wow. And so then the doctor's like, well, the only way that you're going to have a kid is if you get donor eggs, which I don't believe in them. I believe that God is going to do his big one when it's time for me to have children. He can do the impossible, so I'm really not worried about that part. But I'm just like, all of the things that I've been through, like my periods are so intermittent, and I just don't understand how you're going to tell us right now that we never needed to get the COVID vaccine. Like, I'm going to fight you. Can I sue you?
Yeah, you can't sue them because I think all of them was granted full immunity. All the big companies, Pfizer, J&J, Moderna, I think they all had immunity. Unfortunately, she said she lost her ovaries from the COVID shot. So that's sad. That mean no kids unless you go through the route that she's talking about going. But yes, I do see in the comments, I see one now that said they are pushing the mRNA for measles. I do see that they're pushing it hard. I just think you got to have discernment whether you want to take it or not. I'm more of a natural guy here. I don't believe in all that, but that's me. I'd never tell people what to do or what not to do. But I do see that they're putting it, I've heard, let me say this, allegedly they're putting it in the food that I'm going to do a video on that coming up. And if you notice, a lot of the animals won't even eat certain food. Man, I remember I had some chicken nuggets from a certain company. I threw them in my yard just to see if the ants or the birds or something eat them. Those things stayed out I stayed outside for 4 or 5 days. So I just went out there and got them and threw them in the trash. They wouldn't even eat the chicken nuggets from this popular chicken place. And that's when I stopped going there. I'm like, if the animals won't eat this stuff, why am I putting this in my body? So let's see what they got. I was all high reported areas. I was sick in 2 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that he should be embarrassed for the self-adulation that he engaged in. You damn right I do. Because some of the things that he was telling us to do was inconsistent with science, but he was telling us it was science that led to him making the decisions that he made. Masking, 6 feet distancing, the closing of businesses, forcing businesses to push those mandates upon people like me and others. Because I took the vaccine, and I took a booster, and I wore a mask. And we were told, hey, you ain't going to get COVID if you do that. And I got COVID. And damn it, it almost killed me. Going into 2022, I'm in the hospital 90 minutes before the ball is about to drop. And the doctor says, we've been at this for 3+ weeks. You got double pneumonia. You look really bad. If this antibiotic and this steroid does not work, Mr. Smith, I'm sorry, we're going to have to call your family. It looks that bad, but we should know in 3 hours. And through the grace of God, 3 hours later, I felt better after they gave me that steroid and that antibiotic. But those were the longest 3 hours of my life because I thought it was over. And I remember I had done exactly what Dr. Anthony Fauci was imploring us all to do.
Hey, y'all don't be quiet now about that COVID. It was a lot of people talking shit about people who didn't get the shot. Now that boy went up there on that stand and said what he said, plead the fifth 1,000 times. Don't be quiet now. Cause there was a point in time, I'm talking about the jaws was about to fire you if you ain't get vaccinated. Couldn't travel if you ain't get. But it was a lot of people saying some real grimy stuff about the people. Now, I ain't get, I already knew it was up, because you gotta stand for something. Just because the government say that you need to do something, use your critical thinking. Use your own thought process to make a decision for your life. You gotta come up with that for yourself when it comes to your life, you feel me? Because COVID killed my dad, got my dad up out of here. The doctor had to video time me with my dad in the incubator, bro. In the incubator, bro. So, and he definitely got vaccinated too. So, for the people that were popping it and saying all that crazy stuff about the unvaccinated, hey, that's on you.
They're saying that COVID is one of the largest genocides in history, and us getting that COVID was a risk to our health. It's causing cancer, heart problems. And I remember I got that as well. And I remember, I don't know if it was like maybe a year, 2 years later, I went to my doctor because I was having heart palpitations, and I could literally feel my heart in my chest, like beating out of my chest differently. So I went to my regular doctor, and my doctor asked me, did you get the? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And she was like, that might be one of your causes. So she referred me to a cardiologist, and my cardiologist said the same thing. Did you get? I was like, yes. And I had irregular heartbeats, and he wanted to put me on some heart medication, which I declined because I didn't want to be on any more medications. But they said that it probably came from the COVID. And that senator up there asked Fauci, he said, do you even want to apologize? And he said he wanted to exercise his Fifth Amendment. He couldn't even say, he didn't want to say anything. But I think that is messed up that he fooled all these people, even killed people because of that big COVID lie.
Yes, yeah. When he didn't apologize, I know. Yeah, I was watching and my heart just was like, wow, bro, you can't even say, my bad, I got it wrong, we sorry, we misled you, whatever it might have been. You know, he wouldn't say nothing. I plead the fifth. And so that was crazy. But let me ask y'all this. It's like after 2020, the year 2020, everybody, man, family members, friends, strangers I done walked and talked to, everybody's on some type of pharmaceutical, man, whether it's high blood pressure, it's diabetes, it's something that somebody's taking. And it's like after 2020, something happened, man. But to put everybody on some type of form of medication, man, it's just scary. It's crazy and scary out here at this particular time.
Let me tell y'all something, okay? I know somebody that took that. Okay, I got to be careful with my words. And she's been sick. She gets sick so fast now. And she never was a person to get sick. I am so glad that we stood on all 10. Nobody in my household, not my mom, not even my dad and them, nobody. My husband, nobody. We didn't take it. And I'm so glad we didn't. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Lord. And people was trying to force you to take that. So now it's causing cancer. I don't know what they doing to us, but it's wrong. It is wrong. I am praying for better days, and I'm praying for anybody that's getting sick from taking you know what, okay?
First of all, you give them phones. Then you give them smartphones. Then you go to technology on the body. Next is inside the body. The other side of it is what they call the cloud. Through the medium of this cloud, they will connect to this self-replicating nanotechnology in the body. It will control what you think. Artificial intelligence becomes the human mind. That's the goal. So, is it such a stretch to think that an anti-human agenda could be perpetrated ultimately by a non-human race, a non-human force, operating outside of human visual?
He said the nanotechnology is self-replicating, which means once it goes inside your body, it creates its own self. It keeps duplicating itself and it's going to your brain. This was all a part of the plan, people. They're going to control your mind, and they probably already are through satellites. It's technology. They always tell us through movies what's going to happen. Check this out. Everybody that got this is connected to a server, a cloud, and everybody is going to be controlled mentally. And this is why they forced everybody to get it. They threatened your job. They told you that you were going to lose this. You people need to be detoxed. And if you didn't get it, make sure you're not sleeping with people who got vaccinated. You're going to take on their blood and that nanotechnology that's in their bloodstream. Holy fuck.